Hello there! There is a chance that by clicking this video that you saw the advertisements for the Taco P Symphony mobile game, and maybe you found out that there was an anime and you just don't have time to catch up on it, or maybe you're already a fan of the series and you just want to have a refresher before you hop into the game. So that is why I'm here. Hello, my name is Cookie, and I am here to give you guys the rundown of what happened in the Taco P Destiny anime so that we can go into the game all ready to go and dig into that new fresh lore. But first, let me tell you about the world of Taco P. So, in the anime Taco P Destiny, it is the year 2047 and Earth has been invaded by monsters called D2s. The D2s originated from a meteor shower that occurred in 2020. The meteorites that they emerged from, called dark neck meteorites, can be pretty small or big enough to ruin landscapes. The D2s are attracted to the sound of music, and to minimize aggravating the monsters, sadly, music has been banned. No playing, no listening. To combat the D2s, militaristic institutions called symphonicas created music arts. Music arts are beings birthed from music, as every music art has a musical score tied to them. They have powers that counter that of the D2. Their weapons also have the ability to destroy the Black Knight meteorite within the D2s and destroy them. Taco P's Destiny's plot follows Taka Asahina, the son of famous conductor Kenji Asahina. Kenji was known for the orchestras he directed and his passion for music. He tragically passed away in the D2 attack referred to as the Boston Tragedy 10 years ago before the start of the series. After Takt's father passes, he lives with Anna and Cassette Schneider. Takt's journey begins with a symphonica party that comes to his town. It's an event where music is allowed. Takt was hesitant to perform at the event despite his love for music, but Cosette does convince him to do so. When they perform together at the Symphonica party, the sweet moment gets interrupted by the D2s attacking the area. Cosette gets fatally wounded in this attack, and as she passes away, the pendant that she wears glows. It starts a transformation in which Takt's arm gets taken, and when she opens her eyes, Cosette is now a music art and gives him a conductor's wand in exchange. Cosette then asks for orders and attacks the D2s after given approval. After a bit of fighting, both of them collapse, and thankfully, a conductor named Lenny and his music art Titan arrive in time to finish off the D2s and save the unconscious duo. When Takt wakes up, he runs into Cosette, who then introduces herself as Destiny, a music art made from Symphony No. 5. Sadly, she has no recollection of who Cosette is, and soon after, Takt meets Lenny. Lenny suggests that Takt and Destiny undergo treatment at the New York Symphonica since Destiny's creation was not the usual process, so her condition is unstable. Then another battle ensues in which Destiny destroys Takt's home. Now with no turning back, Takt, Anna, and Destiny head for New York in the direction of Las Vegas with Lenny and Titan in tow. Takt's group makes it to Las Vegas. During their time there, Lenny teaches Takt and Destiny how to synergize and waste less energy in battle. The trick is to treat battle like it is a performance. The group also gets to stop a corrupted landowner of a farming community. The group splits up after this, with Lenny and Titan going to report it. Then Takt, Anna, and Destiny continue towards New York. Around this time, we learn that Symphonica Commander Felix Schindler, who I'm going to refer to as Sussman for the rest of the video, learn about Takt's and Destiny's existence and decides to investigate the duo. On the way to New Orleans, Takt's group runs into Sussman in his music art Hell. They also meet a music art with Alec conductor Valkyrie. Sussman is transporting Black Knight meteorite to the Symphonica, but unfortunately, the cargo attracts the attention of D2s and the attack happens. Though once the dust clears, Sussman decides to change the train's destination. He does invite Takt and Destiny to join him, but they do reject the offer. And of course, he does not take the rejection well at all. But then Takt's group makes it to New Orleans. Anna and Destiny get to spend time with a grieving elderly lady who lost her daughter, while Takt finds a bar that plays music, including his father's pieces. He gets to play the piano there, and then eventually the group moves forward. Unfortunately, Grand Maestro Sagan of the Symphonica learns that, sadly through Sussman, that the son of the rooster, Kenji Asahina, is alive and a conductor. Sussman is ordered not to engage Takt and leave him alone, but he catches an attitude and yeah, he's not going to listen to that, unfortunately. Takt's group arrives in the city getting evacuated after D2 activity. Anna gives Takt an instrument called a melodica to help him compose the music he's been thinking about. Destiny has become more human after their experiences. She's helping refugees, and she was the one who found the melodica to support Takt's dream for music. She's also more self-aware of her using Cosette's body, and she wants to know more about who Cosette was. After battling a D2, Takt and Destiny run into Sussman and Hell. They see Hell using a tuning fork which plays a note that D2s are attracted to and is bringing them to the area. Then Sussman reveals, like a classist wannabe Thanos, that he's been using that fork to wipe out the poorest elements in the country. He sees them as a drain on the world's resources, and he wants only a nation for the gifted. Sussman also reveals that the place that he started this plan was Takt's town. Now, Takt naturally is livid, swears to kill him, and a battle breaks out. Now overcome with rage, Takt is reckless in his attacks and gets severely wounded by Hell. Destiny rushes Takt over to a nearby cave to aid him. While he's resting, he tells Destiny about Cosette, and then silently about the fact that with her gone, he doesn't have anyone to compose for. Thankfully, Destiny does encourage him to continue and says that she does wish to listen to his music. Meanwhile, Lenny and Titan arrive in town and tell Anna that they are looking for Sussman. Destiny then decides to leave Takt in the cave and fight Hell alone without her music art powers. Now she is getting overpowered before Titan steps in and helps her out. Then Titan and Hell are fighting until Takt appears and is able to direct Destiny and allow her and Hell to fight on equal ground. Then their battle goes on until Grand Maestro Sagan's music art, Heaven, arrives and basically tells Sussman that he's fired because he disobeyed Sagan's orders. Then Hell basically dumps him too. They break the conductor's rod and they walk off. Sussman is highly humiliated. That allows Takt and Destiny to return to Anna, but Takt is realizing that his left arm is getting weaker. And then Takt's group makes it to New York and meets up with Anna's family. Charlotte, Anna's older sister, examines Takt and Destiny as Symphonica. She deducts that their condition is irreversible and that using their powers is draining both of their life forces at the same time. Now, the only solution to this, for them to have as long as a life as possible, is to stop fighting altogether and just watch from the sidelines. Now our group does get some downtime until Destiny hears the sound of Hell's tuning fork coming from underground, which is of course a red flag for D2s coming into the area. Takt also gets contacted by Lenny, who tells him to evacuate the area, but Takt wants to know actually what's going on, so Lenny does agree to be truthful with him, as well as tell him about what happened to his father 10 years ago. Lenny and Takt team up, and then Sagan runs into them. It gets revealed here that Sagan is the one still using the tuning fork and that he's the mastermind behind everything. This kickstarts a battle, and he has both Heaven and Hell attack Takt and Lenny. Lenny then reveals that he was an apprentice and friend of Takt's father, and that he was there when Takt's father died and was recruited by Sagan after the incident. He had wanted to apologize to Takt for having been unable to save Kenji, and he became a conductor to rectify his mistake. Lenny takes a fatal wound after shielding Takt from an attack, and he uses the last of his strength to have Titan do an all-out attack, and that forces Sagan and his music arts to retreat. As he passes away, he sees himself playing music with Takt, with Kenji watching in the stands. Then we move over to Charlotte and Anna, as the two are discussing how to cure Takt and Destiny as Symphonica, as the latter are recovering from the last battle. they're discussing a cryogenic stasis while they're working on the cure. But meanwhile, Sagan he impales his hand on a Black Knight meteorite crystal, and it causes huge crystals containing positive D2s to erupt throughout the New York Symphonica. After finding out that Charlotte and Anna were at Symphonica, Titan, Destiny, and Takt rush over to Symphonica in order to save them, and then along the way, they also decide to stop Sagan once and for all, so all of this can get put to rest. Now, they run into some D2s and they defeat them, and Valkyrie comes along as well and helps out, but Takt is losing energy and he passes out. Now, Valkyrie does start getting really on edge and starts talking about her duty, and then Titan just has to knock her out hilariously. And then, thankfully, Anna and Charlotte catch up to the group, but the group does split up once again as Titan takes Charlotte and Anna to safety while Takt and Destiny push forward to stop Sagan. Now, on their way to Sagan, they run into Hell and Heaven, and Hell and Heaven pierce themselves with the tuning fork and they turn into Orpheus, or as I like to call, Naraku. Since Orpheus regrows their limbs, just like Naraku, Takt and Destiny come up with a plan to deal damage so hard-hitting and so fast that they can't regenerate. Destiny saves the fight while Takt finds Sagan. We discover that Sagan was scarred by the losses during the war, and it twisted his mind to the point where he created a plan of sacrificing the entire continent by luring all the D2s there to supposedly stop sacrifices. Takt then gives Sagan the "music is all you need" lecture and lets him know that music is a source of hope. Meanwhile, Destiny and Orpheus have an old-fashioned fist fight, and Destiny wins. Now, Destiny joins up with Takt, and Takt uses Destiny's weapon to deal the final blow to Sagan. Doing that removes the crystals and stops the attack. Destiny and Takt are later on the beach, with Takt humming the melody of the song he created. Takt soon goes unconscious, and Destiny declares her love for him and vanishes. She separates herself from him and places herself in a pendant, similar to how she was before. Takt is found a little later with the pendant in his hand. Then time goes by and Takt is still unconscious and is undergoing treatment. D2 attacks are still happening, and now Anna has joined the Symphonica and wears Destiny's pendant. Anna's goal is for Takt to wake up in a world where he can play music freely. In the last few seconds of the show, it is revealed that Anna is now the host of Destiny, thanks to that necklace, and transforms into the version of Destiny that we see in the game. And then, there we are. That was the entirety of Takt OP Destiny. Now, we are all caught up and ready to see what is going to happen. Is Takt going to actually get to speak to Anna, since it looks like she can turn it off and on? Or are we only going to get Destiny Anna? We don't know. But we are excited. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, comment, or subscribe. Also, if you want to see more content like this or see me covering the lore of the game of Takt OP Symphony, please let me know in the comment section. Also, you can catch me streaming Takt OP Symphony when it comes out over at my Twitch at One Hell of a Cookie. But this is everything. Have a good day, you guys.